the smell of the pages in the book, and the imagination of writing. I think we are missing it in this era when the screens have replaced and dominated the writing of books. So, writing and reading is not an act, it's actually an experience, isn't it?
What are you doing?
Hey, hi Preeti. You're the right person to talk about it. So let's meet my friend Preeti, who's a soulful author who gives out her life in writing and creativity. Yeah, Preeti.
Wow, what an introduction. Thank you. I feel it's my privilege that I've had the blessing of writing, of the written word, because nothing gives as much joy as losing yourself in the pages of a book.
Expressing your words into imagination and creativity is itself a God's blessing.
Absolutely.
So Preeti, just before we dive into the topic, what made you to become an author? What was your childhood memory you can remember which first pushed you into it?
Right, great question actually. I was brought up in a joint family, right? So I've had a very sheltered childhood, not many controversies. It's been pretty much my own cocoon, and my parents have brought me up completely sheltered, right? But yes, somewhere there was that yearning, something more, some adventure, a bit more of color in an otherwise mediocre life. And in grade 3, when I found my first book and began reading, it opened up a whole vista of experiences.
Okay.
So with my characters, with my books and reading, I had a million adventures. I solved mysteries, I solved murders, I had a couple of deaths, I fell in love. So it's been a tremendous journey.
So you became the character inside.
The mark of an exceptional writer, when they can draw you into their mind and their heart and make you live the experiences like the way they are seeing things. That's when the real magic happens.
I know that action speaks better than words, but words speak beautiful than anything else in this world. So Preeti, what role writing a book played in your life? How significant was it in your childhood?
So it's not like you can just jump into writing. Like any creative process, you need some kind of inputs. So for me, that was reading. I have read so many books in so many genres that I think the natural transition into writing, into creating, was very seamless for me.
Okay. So what were the journals generally you started with?
I started with the Hardy Boys.
Oh, same here.
Grade
That
3.
was the first memory book I have in my mind.
It's a very nostalgic memory.
Yeah, for most of 90s kids.
Absolutely. And the book was The Secret of the Old Mill.
Oh, nice. Okay.
The day I received it during my library hour, I sat through the night with a dictionary open because I had no idea half the meanings of the words in the book.
Okay.
And it was an eye-opener.
Yes.
And that magic of the moment remains with me, and it will always remain with me.
These are so nostalgic, like a dictionary, reading out the words from it and learning the meaning. So much of work into it, and I think we used our brains. Are we not missing this now in this era?
Very much. It is really, as an author, it's painful to watch people on their phones rather than on a book.
Yes.
Because in a book is the true power of your mind and the mind of the author who's written the book.
I know AI has given us so much of comfort zone, but at the same time it's pulled out so much of our creativity, our hardships, our involvement into it, right?
Right. So it's my life's mission to make reading the everyday habit that it was once upon a time.
It's a beautiful mission because there are so many other missions people have taken over, but I think this is one of the essence of life we have forgotten, and definitely it has to be worked out, and you're doing a real great job on it. Preeti, the magic in touching the book, feeling the volume of the book, and selecting your journal and reading. Wow, that was something magical, right?
True, it is.
Yeah. So how do you differentiate today's reading, that e-book era, and the book of reading this?
Well, the screen does offer convenience, right? But we are sensory creatures. Our senses are meant to have an wholesome experience of life itself. So while the screen is convenient, having a book in your hand, opening it, flipping the pages, the very weight of the book lends substance to your experience as a reader.
Yeah.
Okay? And the screen can't even come close to it, simply because this is real, whereas the screen is just a device.
Today we are all so much obsessed into Instagram reels. Every 30 seconds we scroll one reel. How much do we remember, Preeti? Doesn't it?
Not much. But at the same time, you read a book, and if you really read it with your heart and soul, it will remain with you till your last breath. And that is the magic of the written word.
true. See, as a student, I remember we used to study axioms and postulates in the class 8th grade. I still remember the first axiom, that is, if a ray stands on a line, then sum of two angles is always equal to 180 degree. So it's because the book, it was not that some other app which helped me to study. It was the touch and feel of the book, and what registered in my mind was the page number 2.
Fantastic. See, those are core memories.
Yeah.
And core memories are made when you are engaging all of your senses, your mind, your heart and your soul, and that's a book for you.
Preeti, yes, we are trying to understand what is the essence of the book and what we forgot.
That's right.
Now, what are the hurdles we face to start the habit of reading book, and what are the strategies to overcome it? How do you see this?
Again, very relevant question, because we are actually struggling with the reign of the screen, right? We're so addicted to our screen and the cheap instant gratification, the dopamine hit that comes with watching endless reels, scrolling, doom scrolling, right? So the first and the foremost hurdle to reading is the advent of the screen, right? Because with a book, you need to put in some effort. You need to imagine what the author is saying. You need to put your heart and mind in it. But with a screen, the colors are instant. You don't have to do any work. Your brain is literally dying because it's all done for you, right? And because of the dopamine hit you get, the instant gratification, it's an addiction. The screen becomes an addiction. So the very art or the very act of reading a book becomes more of a hassle than something to be cherished.
Don't you think we should have a drive to push in people to get into enrollment of libraries, and more libraries have to be set up in and around?
Absolutely. When I did a Google search for libraries near me today, nothing came up, and it broke my heart as an author.
Very, very sad part.
Yes.
But luckily, this place, we are fortunate enough, Dio Art Cafe in Kormangla, in the prime zone of Bangalore. We thank the owner here and the management who helped us to definitely have a collaboration and make our shoot here.
Absolutely. Okay, so thankful to them, and that they do have a book corner with quite a number of books. The collection is great, so you should check it out.
And the place is so aesthetic also.
Absolutely.
Do check it once.
Right. So if you want to make reading a habit, then it has to be a part of your daily routine.
Okay.
So how do you do that? There are a number of ways. So, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Right. So first and foremost, make it a habit to read at least 5 minutes a day. Right. If you have heard of the book Atomic Habits by James Clear, he says make a habit sustainable. Right? So if you're in one shot going to read a book or trying to read a book, it's not going to happen, especially if you're not in the habit of reading.
Yes.
Okay. So give 5 minutes a day to reading one page or even half a page of a book. All right. But make it a part of your daily routine, and that is the magic, the consistency of opening the book and reading that one page. Sooner or later you're going to get hooked.
I know the motivation will push you for an immediate action, but consistency always makes you stand out, right?
So look for, initially, look for quantity, not for quality.
Okay.
Right? So you want to be reading as much as possible.
Okay.
Within the joy. We have the other authors or someone close to you who loves reading suggesting these really heavy books that kind of made them feel something. Okay? Don't fall for that. Right? Pick up a book. If you're not able to go beyond the first 5 pages, let it go initially.
Okay.
Right? So pick up a book or a genre that really calls out to you. It could be fiction. For a beginner in fiction, I would recommend Rustin Bond books, because he is such an empathetic writer, and the way he explains the situations, the characters and the plot lines, you will be hooked. You will feel like you are relating to that character or to that plot line.
Okay.
Right? So as the days go by and you get into the habit of reading consistently, even one page or 5 minutes a day is good enough, you will automatically start picking up books that call out to you.
Okay.
So wait for that.
Correct. See, as a child, I remember my first book was Heidi, and the story also came as a cartoon. And I was so much into it. As you say, it was an empathetic reading. I literally felt the pain of the child and what all struggles she went through, and also the joy she could find out among the struggles, whatever she had. So, name out the books which you remember you read as a child. Please mention in the comment
leave it
box.
in the comments, because as voracious readers, any new discovery is like such joy.
Definitely. And your taste of genre too. Just also know if we are interested, so that we can start a book club. So leave your suggestions in the comment section. And meanwhile, there's a promise for the readers. So this is a book from Preeti, Divine Promises. Preeti, can you give a little glimpse of this book, please?
Right. So back when I was 17 years old, I read this absolutely amazing book in the action adventure genre, and it was Temple by Matthew Reilly. That something changed in me, and I knew that someday I will be writing a book.
Okay.
And this is the culmination of years and years of reading all kinds of books in all genres, because for me reading is my first love, and it will always be so. Right. So my book is an action adventure fiction, and it is about Lord Hanuman and how
it's an adventure fiction and Hanuman mythology also.
Mythology.
Wow.
So all my favorite genres.
Thank you, Abhi.
Thank you. It's all my favorite genres combined, and there's a lot of riddles, and there's a cataclysmic event which is threatening two towns. There is a villain in the mix. Yes, it's a potpourri of many elements.
So almost like a masala Hollywood movie.
Absolutely. That's one of the feedback I have received from my reader. It's on Amazon. You can go and take a look at the reviews. And he said that every page felt like a Hollywood movie. So I think ultimately I would like to write for the screen.
Okay.
So
next adventure of yours.
Absolutely.
And add on into your milestone.
Yes. So this book has a lot of elements, like I said, and it's a page turner. If you start reading, you may not be able to put it down. At least that's what I hope to hear.
Okay.
So just give it a check. We will put it the link in the description box, and let me know what you feel.
Also, can you just recite or say one line or a paragraph or some personification which would have impressed the author? I mean, a reader.
Right. Okay. So basically, the hero Rylan has to solve a riddle that has to save his town from a volcanic eruption. Okay, so I will read the riddle.
Okay.
Right? If in the twilight of the momentary death of the sun, the fiery beast does not mate with his destined female, the seed of his unrequited passion shall flow unfettered to destroy the twins in the heart and the womb of the mighty queen that is India. There will come a time when the female will be held ransom once again. A time when the chosen one shall have to battle once again to save his people. To the one on whom this onerous task befalls, rest assured, for you shall have the Lord on your side. Call out to the immortal one who chants the name of the righteous one. Fly across the plains the way the immortal one flew eons ago to bring word to his Lord. The divine mother waits to be found once again. For there lies your destiny and that of your true people. If at the time of the mating of the beast, if the chosen one is to escape the heat of the consummation, then he shall have to seek the Lord with the animal head, the one who destroys obstacles. For in the greatness of his favorite thing lies the salvation of the chosen one. So I hope that was
you have squeezed out your brain, pulled out the words from your imagination, and scribbled everything from the dictionary and jotted it here. Oh my God, it's amazing.
Thank you. This book, it's my soul talking. Yes, it's action adventure, but each of the hurdles and the obstacles that Rylan and his fiancée Maithili faces, it is what I hope to see in my life. I hope to, experience, and I hope that everyone who picks up this book, divine acting in their lives, because that's how Rylan is saved from all of his heartache. It is through the divine.
Is it not a fun or even a happiness to enroll yourself into different characters? See, we can't become a celebrity and act in a movie, but definitely we can become a character in writing what we do. Maybe the words might be very simple, like a layman's language, or like yours, which definitely I need a dictionary to say it. So, but when we are reading a book or writing a book, that pushes or pulls you into that magic wand of getting into that character. So let's cultivate this habit of reading
and ultimately writing.
Yeah, definitely. And this episode is really to my heart. Really heartfelt thanks for you, Preeti. It's so honor to have you today here. And definitely it's a beautiful topic. Might be it's not the cup of tea of everyone, but I would wish if it becomes a cup of tea of everyone.
Absolutely.
It's real magic.
If not writing, at least reading, because it will transform you in the very basic level. You can feel it.
Yeah.
Whatever I am today, the way I speak, the way I articulate, whatever I have achieved is only because of that insatiable curiosity to learn, and the mode is through books.
The thirst of the knowledge.
Absolutely.
And when the words are read and registered in your mind, definitely will it not help for you in whichever field of career you are in, right?
Absolutely. And the best part is with reading, it develops your vocabulary, and sooner or later you will realize that your mental fitness is a lot better. Why? Because you can become aware of the real feeling and emotion that is plaguing you.
And we know one of the modalities of getting out of your stress and anxiety is journaling.
Exactly.
So definitely this also helps, Napriti.
Absolutely. So build your vocabulary. You should be able to pinpoint what's ailing you. You should be able to be aware of the real emotion. For example, I'm not feeling good. That really doesn't cut it, right?
True.
I'm feeling frustrated. I'm feeling depressed. I'm not feeling like I am doing much. I'm having self-doubt. You see the play of vocabulary?
Yes.
So you will be able to pinpoint what really is ailing you. And that's half the battle won.
Very true. Very nice concept, Preeti, and I'm really happy, as I told you again. So this is what is all about today. So let's talk
Real.
real.